Okay. So crossing fingers. Hopefully that launch worked everywhere. I guess the chat is working correctly. I'm going to kill this chat and put back up this one now, because it looks like it's working. I'm seeing your guys' chats, which is good. The bad news is, of course, that we had a false start. Some of the platforms, let me know on Rumble if you guys are seeing this. If anybody could go over to X and see if this is working now, I'd appreciate it. Or if you're watching on X and you can just say hello in the chat, it should come up on our screen. God only knows. It's just the nature of the beast here in the portal. Now, as I was telling you guys before I learned, good, you guys can see me. Good. Thank you, Bill. But I need to know about Facebook and about X and, anywhere else that we're streaming. Facebook Live, X, and Rumble, if you guys can tell me. Rumble, Barbara, are you guys seeing me? Big D, are you over there? Can you see me? Hey, Car Juice, good to see you. Can you see me? I'm typing. I see a thumbs up in the chat over there, but I don't know. I don't know if that's the thumbs up for me or something you guys are talking about. Please tell me if you can see me. I need to know. Yep, we see you. Good. Okay, thank you, Car Juice. Deborah Neighbors, how you doing? Good to see you. Lynn Clifford, Wizard Moon. Over in Rumble, we got Car Juice. We got Barbara Mora, and Big D is over there, so good to see you. I can't monitor this with you guys. I can't see my YouTube feed at all because it actually has the defunct attempt to stream tonight. But I'm just trusting it's good. If somebody's over on Facebook watching this, I would appreciate it if you could send me a message. Just chat in there if you would. It will come up here on the screen, and I'll see that Facebook is working, and also X. Should be streaming live on X as well. Yeah, I got that, Bill. Thank you. I know you're seeing me on YouTube, but it's the other platforms that I'm actually concerned about now. I don't know if they're live or not. And, Barbara Moore is over there. Thank you, Barbara, for letting me know on Facebook. God bless you. Appreciate it. Hello from Central Texas. Hello, Gruesome Twosome. It's great to see you. Hey, Chucky. So if anybody's over on X, if you can just put a message in the chat, that would be great, from X, to let me know. Yep. Thank you, Barbara. I appreciate you over on Facebook. Awesome indeed. But yeah, I guess we'll just roll with it. At least we know we're live on most of these platforms. I don't know about X yet, but all seems fine. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it. Ready for baseball opening day tomorrow. Well, congratulations. Yeah, I guess I didn't realize baseball was opening already, but time's moving. It was 70 degrees here today, folks, so I'm here to tell you, I'm in shorts and t-shirt, and I wore flip-flops today, and I was real happy about it. It's kind of a one-day event up here. It's going to get down in the 50s now again and be piss and rain probably for a week or so, but at least I got to 70 once this year so far, so that was good. But anyway, welcome to the show. Thank God things are working. The other good news, it was a painful thing, but I did make the purchase. I do have a new computer. It's over there. It's in the process of me configuring, setting up. Oh, Bill Simone, you're on X now. I can see you. God bless you, Bill. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your verification over there. That means the world to me, because I work hard to try to stream to all these platforms. So I'm glad that we are live and everybody's now connected. I don't know what was going on. It was just YouTube. The other platforms, I think, launched fine, but YouTube just kind of shit the bed for me, so I don't know why. But sorry for the language, but that's just where I'm at. Hi, Linda M. I can see you over here on Rumble Live. Thank you so much. Good to see you. So yeah, we got a new computer. The good news is I got it. The bad news is I got just a ton of things to configure and get lined up. I've got to merge files. I've got to migrate things. It's a hell of a lot of work. I was working on it throughout the day today. I've got about another day of work to get it done. Hopefully for Friday's stream, it'll be all up and running, but that's balancing life as well. So I got a new bird on my bird app. I'm not sure what that means, Chucky. But I hope that's a good thing, and if so, congratulations. That was kind of random, but that's okay. So it's good to see you guys. Thank you again for coming in. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. We got a lot of paranormal to get through. Wherever we get. As always, you guys are the co-host on these Wednesday shows generally, and I appreciate, I don't know why I can't find you on X. It's at Paranormal Portal, Portl, at Paranormal Portal, but there's no AL on the end. It's just TL because I ran out of characters back when it was Twitter. So look for at Paranormal Portal, Portl, and you should find the page and the stream, hopefully. I went to the dentist today, too. I got that going for me. Not that you care, but I'm telling you anyway. Because a couple days ago, I was just... actually, my dog was having an issue about something. The minion's banging or something. But my dog was having an issue, and I was bent down on the floor checking on her. And suddenly I had this chunk in my mouth. I'm like, what the hell is that? I hadn't eaten anything, so I didn't know where it came from. It was this hard, like, pebble. And I'm like... And I put it in my hand. It's an old amalgam filling from like when I was a teenager. The thing came out. I'm like, oh, God. So today I got to go to the dentist and they drilled the rest of it out and refilled it. So now it looks like tooth instead of that shiny metallic crap that they had in my mouth. But yeah, there you go. So a little current events. Tomorrow morning I'm planning on being on Bigfoot Rob's show. I'm going to hang out with Rob, and then on Saturday, I'm going to hang out with Paranormal Paul on his show. So if you want to come hang out with us, that'd be really groovy. Paranormal Paul's show, I think, is, I don't know, I got to look. Paul, when's your show on Friday or on Saturday? You're in the chat, so you can tell everybody. Let people know when your show is, because I'm going to be there with you. I got it written down on my calendar. But any good drugs? No, just Novocaine. Unless you don't like feeling half your face. Yeah. I do like feeling all of my face, and so I hate Novocaine. So, Karen Alberding, thank you. You remembered. God bless you. What's the ooh? I mean, I didn't like spitting out the filling, but yeah. 7 p.m. Central Time is Paranormal Paul's, which will be 5 p.m. Pacific Time. So if you guys aren't busy, hang out with Paranormal Paul and I and whoever else is going to be there. And I'm sure Tex will probably be here on Saturday night, or unless something's come up for him. But yeah, it should be a good journey. So that's kind of the current events. Just so you know, I've got those appearances scheduled. I don't know. I don't have a lot of other things going on. Just busy crap trying to get this new computer ready so we don't have more of like tonight and like the last 8 shows where everything was just falling apart on me. It was a tough thing to do. It's a tough thing to invest in something like a whole new computer again. It's not something I wanted to do. I actually love this old computer, but it's just too tired. It can't keep up anymore. So got to retire it to just rendering videos or doing some music stuff on it. That should be good enough. But as far as the multi-streaming whole thing, yeah, it's lived past its shelf life. So new computer coming. I don't know. Yeah, I got a cat ball back here I set up. Did it go off? You can see it here. It's right there. So if that goes off, let me know. Have you got the cat balls out? I just got one out. The last one that I had out, I left it on. It went dead. So they're kind of throwaway. But that'll be one of our ghost meters. And then, of course, the ghost radar is on as well. So if anybody's swinging by and wants to let us know they're here, they can certainly make the cat ball flash. Then we'll know they're here. Or they can appear on the ghost radar, or both. Both would be best. That would be best. But those are the 2 detection methods we're utilizing here tonight in the studio. So we got that going for us. But we're going to get to the news next and see just what the hell's going on in the news-averse. And, yeah, we'll check it out. But, yeah, if you guys see that cat ball flashing back there, let me know, because I won't ever see it. If it's going off, I won't know it. And you can only see it basically on this scene. So when it's all me on the screen. Otherwise, I don't know. Unless I wore it like a necklace, then it would go off all the time. So anyway, a nice new computer will be handy. You're right, Linda. It will be. It's just really tough. Yeah, I got a lot of money. I did get my investment out of it. For sure, Paul. There's no question. But it's just tough to, it's not an easy thing to do to to sacrifice that much. But thank you so much for those of you that sent donations for that effect, because that really did help take some of the sting out of the purchase. So I really do appreciate your investment in the shows. It means a lot to me. Owl 13, how you doing? Really, that's what I got, actually. That's what I got exactly. So Owl 13 said a really good gaming PC would be good. I don't know if it's really, really good, but it's good. It's about 8 generations newer than the one I had. So got that going for us. But I got a hankering for some news. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I'm pretty sure y'all love the news, right? So, figure out where to put that empty bottle. There we go. Pull over another bottle here. Got it on deck. We're ready to go. Gaming PCs. So I do a lot of video and audio. So, you got to have the higher end GPUs, graphic processing units for all of that. But, yep, there we go. Let's get to the news and find out just what the hell's going on in the world. And hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's good stuff. I don't even know for sure. I just pulled up a bunch of headlines. Went, yeah, that sounds good. So we'll learn together. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the news. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are in the Paranormal Portal News Desk, and I'm your anchor, Brent Thomas, as we dive through the news, and we'll see just what the hell's going on in the world here. So, I don't know about you, but I'm ready. Throughout the course of the show, we utilize a lot of different sites. Please visit these sites. Please give them your love. These sites are doing an incredible job, and they are really top-notch sites. I love reading their material on the shows because they're good. They are just so damn good. There's a lot of mediocre sites out there, and sometimes I hit some of those articles as well. And that's not everybody can put on an incredibly upper crust, best of the best kind of site. But these sites that I use, I think, are among the best I've ever found. And the least I can do is support them, raise awareness about what they're doing, because they really are doing it well. There's BMR. How you doing, buddy? Going to see you tomorrow. Hellbrent in chat. What's Hellbrent? Hello, that is Rob. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming in. All right, so let's get to the news and find out just what the hell is going on here. Jesus, I guess if you want to be known for something, this could be a merit-worthy kind of task. We all want to be remembered for something. I think everybody wants to leave a footprint in the world. Something like, yeah, I was here. Here's my mark on the face of the world. I did this. And that's admirable, I think. We all want to be remembered for something. This guy, I don't think he'll ever be forgotten. But you be the judge, because from unexplained-mysteries.com comes the first article from the world of the bizarre. Man holds bizarre record for the most number of Big Macs eaten in a lifetime. How'd you like to be remembered for that? How'd you like that to be on your tombstone? Yeah, he was a dick, but he ate a lot of Big Macs. Unless you're a McDonald's shareholder, I don't know what the merit of that is. No, Big Macs are good burgers. I don't mind them. I mean, it's all garbage food, but they're tasty. I dig a Big Mac, no doubt. But was that what you'd want to be remembered for? Well, here you go. Let's see what's going on here. It says Guinness World Records has officially confirmed the outrageous number of McDonald's burgers one man has eaten. Most doctors and nutritionists would likely recommend against eating too many burgers, but that hasn't stopped Donald Gorski, a 71-year-old from Wisconsin, who has eaten 2 Big Macs every day of his life since 1972. I'm dying to know what this guy looks like. I'm just saying, that's a stroke or a heart attack just waiting to happen. He first earned his world record for most Big Macs eaten in 1999 and has continued to maintain that record ever since. It's believed he's now eaten more than 35,000 of the burgers. Bizarrely, he even tried collecting all the empty containers in his attic, but quickly ran out of space back in 2006. Can you imagine that fire hazard? Are you serious? If he ran out of had thousands of Big Mac, those clamshells, cardboard clamshells. I mean, my God, you're just asking for a bad thing to happen. And now stacks them up to the ceiling in his basement. One advantage of his strange diet is that he doesn't need to cook anything. He and his wife have a cooker in their house that looks practically brand new and has barely been used in 50 years. Incredibly, Gorski doesn't seem to have suffered any ill effects and maintains that he still has normal blood pressure and cholesterol levels. Get that guy to a geneticist quick and hack that genome, because that guy is really blessed. For someone to want to do that, you're gonna have to eat Big Macs for 50 years, and you're gonna have to really like Big Macs, he said. It's such an easy thing for me to do because I already do it every day. Yeah. There you go. That's what he's gonna be remembered for. There he is there. I'd play the video, but I'm honestly not that much more interested in the story. It's like, yeah, good one. That's all you, brother. Congratulations. Okay. All right. Well, that's the first story, though. You never know what you're going to get here on the Paranormal Portal News, but sometimes it's actually newsworthy. Sometimes it's just, what the hell did I waste your time for? That one might be that. But at any rate, that's what we do here on the portal. Let's get to the next story, and this one is coming from Metaphysics and Psychology in unexplained-mysteries.com. I'm not sure how necessary. Well, I guess it kind of fits. Here we go. The second article tonight is Remote Viewer Found the Ark of the Covenant, CIA Files Claim. A remote viewer apparently found it. Wonder where it was, or is, or where it was before they found it and took it away somewhere else. Declassified CIA documents seem to suggest that the enigmatic artifact was discovered in the 1980s. The golden chest, believed to have held stone tablets on which the Ten Commandments were inscribed, the Ark remains one of the most sought-after, mystifying religious artifacts in history. Now, though, CIA files concerning the secretive remote viewing project known as Sunstreak have seemingly indicated that a psychic may have located the missing Ark back in the 1980s. At the time, the CIA had experimented heavily with using people with apparent psychic abilities to spy on enemy countries using a technique known as remote viewing, which effectively involves the use of powers of the mind to see what lies at distant locations. Well, not all of these experiments involve spying. However, there are declassified government records of remote viewing sessions in which participants claim to have discovered all sorts of things, ranging from archaeological finds to pyramids on Mars. You can read about that one here, and the link is here. I'll put the link in the chat for you guys. In this particular example, that remote viewer allegedly found what was thought to be the Ark of the Covenant itself at a location in the Middle East in 1988. The target is a container, the file reads. The container has another container inside of it. The target is fashioned out of wood, gold, and silver, and it's decorated with a six-winged angel. Interestingly, the remote viewer was not told that they were actually looking for the Ark. They claimed that the target, i.e. the Ark, was situated underground, had something to do with ceremony and resurrection, and that it was guarded by entities. Ooh. It could only be opened by those authorized to do so, the report continues, and only when the time is correct. There's also a reference to it possessing a power unknown to us. Unfortunately, the location given was extremely vague, with the remote viewer offering only that it was somewhere in the Middle East, which doesn't tell us much. Whether or not they really did find the Ark and whether it is still there now remains a mystery. Well, there you go. I didn't know that, but I'll put the link for this into our chats, and y'all can check it out at your leisure whenever you choose to, I guess. But there it is. It's in the YouTube and Facebook, Twitch, and now it's going into Rumble. And there we go. So the link is there if any of you are interested in finding out more about that. You sure can. I don't know. I guess Indiana Jones has got to be pissed, unless he actually found it already. But you know, there it is. Ark of the Covenant, folks. It's apparently in the Middle East. Who would have thunk it? I didn't know that. I don't still know that for sure, but it's interesting. All right, let's get to the next one. Hi, Happy Dog Lady. Good to see you. Love this topic. Love the topic. Okay, good. You came to the right place then. All right, let's get to this one. This one is the last one for tonight, I think. Yeah, we got to keep the ball rolling here. This one is coming from Science and Technology. This one, let me look, though. This one might be a little long. No, it's not long at all. It's a perfect size document for us to cover here on the news. So let's do that. Some of these articles on unexplainedmysteries.com, unexplained-mysteries.com are exceptionally long. And I'm not degrading the merit of what they have to say. It's just, I can't cover a 45-minute article here. Don't have the time, folks. Got to keep the ball rolling. But here we go. The last story of the night. Unexplained-mysteries.com brings us from the Science and Technology files. All right, let's check it out. Incredible new map shows what Antarctica, not the Antarctica, would look like without ice. There it is. I see. Still looks like there's a lot of, what was that? Would that be underwater? And this is the only above water parts. If it's blue, does that mean underwater? I think so. Anyway, yeah, it'd be kind of cool. Lots of islands. Antarctica is essentially an entire lost continent with a potential treasure trove of archaeology hidden underneath. Many works of fiction over the years have detailed the possibility of finding a lost world that has remained untouched since prehistoric times, and incredibly, one such place actually does exist, Antarctica, an entire continent that has remained buried in ice for millions of years. Now, the British Antarctic Survey has released a highly detailed map showing exactly what Antarctica would look like if the ice wasn't there. Incorporating data captured over 6 decades of research, the map shows this remote continent as having a highly varied landscape complete with mountains, river basins, lakes, and plains. It's difficult to imagine now, but the dinosaurs once roamed this long-lost land, which at the time would have been covered in primordial forests and swamps. No doubt fossil evidence of its ancient residents is still waiting to be found underneath the ice. Scientists are now hoping to use the new map to help them model how climate change will impact the ice over the coming years. This is the fundamental information that underpins the computer models we use to investigate how the ice will flow across the continent as temperatures rise, said glaciologist Dr. Hamish Pritchard. Imagine pouring syrup over a rock cake. All the bumps will determine where the syrup goes and how fast. And so it is with Antarctica. Some ridges will hold up the flowing ice. The hollows and smooth bits are where that ice could accelerate. Well, there you go. I don't know how you feel about the whole climate change argument. Again, I don't pretend to know enough to really have an opinion. I've heard the different ideas about it, but I don't know. Seems like the world has been going through changes ever since it became a thing. So I don't know if climate change is a man-made thing or not, but you be your own judge. I don't know enough to be a voice of authority in that at all. But there you go. That's what it would look like if there wasn't ice. Okay. Wonder if there's any gold in them there hills. Could you imagine? I think it's like 2 kilometers of ice is what covers Antarctica. 2 kilometers. That's pretty damn thick. I don't know. That's amazing to me. Okay. Well, I'm done marveling at it. There you go. Glaciologist. Can you believe that? Never even heard that word before. Oh, my flashlight tipped over. I yanked a cord, I guess, that affected it. All right. Well, that was the news. Hopefully you guys felt like it was worthwhile and you learned something, got some value or merit from it. I know I did. Just being here has value and merit, but let's get back to the rest of the show, folks, and see what the hell else is going on. That has been the news. Hey, Jason Finch, where are you at? Let me know. I know the whole Seattle area has been kind of bracing for these, I don't know, what might be severe storms blowing in. So, I don't know. Looks almost like, Brandy Copeland says, love it, good. Looks almost like I guess they call it a depression, but it looks almost like a hurricane. It's just all winding and stuff and doing that thing. So, I don't know. Where are you, Jason, though? Let me know. He said, tornadoes are coming in my area where I live, y'all. Must be in Texas if you said y'all. Let me know. Because Lacey, oh, you're Lacey, Washington? Okay. There's tornadoes over there? Yikes. Be careful, buddy. Be very careful. Texas has a lot of rain right now, but not where I am. Yikes. Well, it's coming to us here, too, unfortunately. I wish it weren't, but it is. Hi, Tina. Good to see you. Brandy, of course, is here. John Stevenson. Jason Finch, as always. Rachel Gets It Right is here. Chucky Danger. Aggravated Progressive. Happy Dog Lady. Wizard Moon. Freaky Geek. I'm just going through the list here. Aussie Tiger, I said. Yeah. And I don't know. I should pull up the participants, but I'm just not going to do that right now. Because I can't, as it turns out. I don't have the active YouTube chat. I only have the reproduction of it, which you see on the screen over here. That is what is coming from my streaming service. So, I don't know. Hi from Germany. Lake Diamonds. Is that Lake Diamond? Okay. Very cool. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in from Germany. How's things over there? Everything wonderful? Chris Berwin's in here. Hello to you. Thanks for coming in. And Mercedes Luck Benedict is in here. I guess it's Lucky. I keep saying Luck. But it's Lucky Benedict. Good to see you. She's a wonderful, wonderful person. I'm going to be on her show. She does a paranormal show as well. I think next Monday, I think. I don't know. All my days are all screwed. Maybe it's Tuesday. I don't know. Let me look. Not there. There it is. Okay, so it'll be Tuesday the 1st at 7 p.m. is when I'm going to be on her show. So we got that going for us, folks. Just more appearances if you want to tune in and be a part of it. Mercedes, feel free to put a link to what your show is, what it's called, and where people can find it. You can do that, I think, on Facebook, and it'll come into our public chat here. Into the chat gods or whatever. Oops, I hit my cord. I got to shorten my headphone cord, too. Go figure. It's like, oh, my God, my technology is just blowing up here. But like I said, new computer's coming. It's here. It's actually right to my right, but it's not ready. It's not ready for prime time yet, but I'm glad it'll be here. So I'm still looking for a succubus tonight. Why? Why? I don't think they generally have your best interest at mind at all. Diana Yu, she's a retired pediatrician. What? I don't even know what that means. But that's what I get. Flip Dizzy's $4. Woo! Thank you. God bless you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that a bunch. I don't see how anyone wants a bus sucker. Bus sucker. Yeah, succubus are incubus, succubus, whatever. I mean, they're just generally trying to drain your life, and they're not a good thing to have around generally, as I understand it. But do what you will. Anyway, Flip Dizzies though, that's a cool name. Flip Dizzies. That's got to be a channel, right? Flip Dizzies. You have to tell us. Is this a channel? Because that's a cool name. Flip Dizzies. I like it. I don't know what it means, but it's a cool name. Brent, your new computer needs a name. It's called Portal. Portal computer. I don't know. I'll be on April Fool's Day. Oh, you're right. Yeah. I never remember when that deal is, and I always know April 1st. But I'll be damned if I can ever remember on April 1st to capitalize on it. Yeah. But is that on purpose, Mercedes? Is that why you had me on that day? Are you trying to tell me something? Sorry. Anyway, I'm adventurous. You're all kinds of adventurous if you want to have something sucking your soul out. But again, to each his own. Portal Tech. It is Portal Tech. This is all Portal Tech. And some of it actually works, which is good. Anyway, Mercedes set me up for April 1st. April Fool's Day. Oh, I didn't even know that. I would have never put that together, too, if you hadn't said that. Now I'm going to be thinking about it all the time. So you know what that means? That'll be the one April 1st that I can actually remember as April Fool's Day. So just be ready. That's all I'm saying. Okay. I'm going to show up in like my Speedo or something. You'll be sorry then. You'll be sorry then. I'm just saying. Nobody needs to see that. That's for sure. All right. Raspberries is here. Good to see you. My computer names are usually characters from Jaws because I'm the designated shark nerd. There you go. Mercedes says she knew it. I don't think so. My dad passed on April Fool's Day. Or did he? That would be the most tasteless April Fool's joke ever. I'm just saying. I'm just kidding. I hope it wasn't really recent, Elaine. I'm sorry if that was in all kinds of poor taste, but I'm not really known for my taste anyway. But, I try not to offend people if I can help it. I hope to sleep good tonight. I hope you do too, Karen. My cat likes to eat when I do. Aggravated progressive. Never remember April Fools until someone plays a joke on me. Yeah, well, I never catch the joke. That's the problem. It's like, I'm like, oh, really? And then they'll be like, oh, no, April Fool's. I'm like, oh. It's just not fair. He did. I paid for the funeral. Okay. Well, God bless him. God bless you, Elaine. I hope that's okay. I don't know if that's ever okay, but you know what I mean. I hope you're okay. Brent, we need a contest to name the computer. Donate $5 to win. Annie, I like the way you think. I like the way you think. You saw a flash where? From the ball? The ghost ball? You truly did know? Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. But we got some more stuff to get to. I just like talking to you guys in the chat. Justin Good Earth came over in the Rumble chat. Good to see you, brother. Justin said there's a whole bunch of succubus on OnlyFans. Yeah, they'll suck. They like to suck your wallet dry though. They don't. I don't think they worry so much about your soul, but your wallet is sure interesting. Just saying. Anyway. All right. Let's get into it. Let's get into the next part of the show. I've got a couple articles pulled up. I'm not sure which one we'll go into here. Let me look and see. This is one we've been going through, and this is Tales of the Paranormal to read if you don't want to sleep tonight. And we're on number 11. This is a Thought Catalog article, and I really liked Thought Catalog a lot. They don't do many of them anymore, which I miss, but they used to do these scrape articles, Reddit scrape articles, or other message board scraping articles, where they go through and they farm comments for their topic, whatever it is. And some of them are the coolest stories, even though they're only little quick blurbs. And I miss that they don't do it as much anymore. I've been looking through Thought Catalog a little bit lately, and special thanks to Rachel. She sent me an article that I probably am going to go through on Friday or Saturday. We'll see what's going on, but that looks like a great one. Thank you, Rachel, for sending that, by the way. It's amazing you can run all those chats at one time. Well, I wish I could say it was something amazing I'm doing, but it's actually Restream Chat. Restream is the software that I use, Mercedes, and I send the stream to them, and I link in my accounts it's going to go to, and then they distribute it. So I don't have to manually send out multiple live streams, which would absolutely kill my connection. But I send it to them, and they redistribute it. But one of the other things they do is they accumulate all of the chats from these different platforms, except Rumble. I wish they would get that. And they probably will, but they haven't yet. And that's what puts it right on the screen here. So it's not my idea. You're right, Eric. That would be a good one. Eric Fry says, that's an awesome idea for a movie. A succubus on OnlyFans. Ooh, that is actually a good one. Ooh, that would be pretty good. Any movie producers out there looking for a good idea? You can thank Eric Fry in the chat. That's a great idea. That would be a good one. And you could make it extra creepy. Something really, really extra creepy. So, but anyway, let's get to this article. I keep saying, I noticed that. I notice I have these idiosyncrasies that I say a lot. And I'm trying to become more aware of them because I want to not look like a knucklehead here. But anyway, let's get to this article. This again was a Thought Catalog article. Let's see, we're on number 11, but who wrote the article? Who accumulated all of these? This is from Eric Redding. He's the author on Thought Catalog. I'll put it over on screen now so you guys can see it. Thought Catalog, Want to Sleep Tonight. This is the one. And we did read some of these, but it looks like it was last updated in 2022, so it's been a couple of years. But at any rate, we're on number 11, so let's get to that one. I don't know, some of these Thought Catalog articles say, well, 15 of this, and then you open the article and there's only 2 surviving, but the article's been around since like 2012, and so maybe they cut them up a little bit after a while. So you don't get the full article that used to be there, but maybe there's something more to that. So let's go to number 11. A sudden premonition is the one. It says, about 20 years ago, my mom came out of the shower pale, shaking, and hysterical. My aunt spoke to me, and she is here to pick someone up. I know she's talking about my father. She said to my dad and I, that's what her mom came out of the shower. There's no quotation marks, so it's not really clear, but she said that the aunt had come to visit her while she was in the shower and was going to take someone with her. And then the mom was saying this to the person who's writing this and her father. So my aunt has been dead for many years. 2 days later, my grandfather, my mom's father, was in the hospital. He was in a coma and died shortly after that from undetected lung cancer. Oh, wow. I mean, that's tragic and sad, but it is kind of nice that she was there to bring him home. You know, that's the beautiful part. It's like, well, she came and picked him up. That's really beautiful. So, I mean, it's not like she's like, I'm coming to get Grandpa's soul. You know, she was there to join him and take him home. So that's a beautiful thing. And even gave the mom some preparation for that event, which was about to take place. So that's also beautiful. Kind of softened the blow a little bit, I think. It'd be nice if we all got those kind of forewarnings and we could kind of brace for it then. It's just those ones where it's just like suddenly something happens and it's like your whole world goes upside down, and trying to make sense out of anything like that is just crazy. So anyway, that's that story. I think it's cool. Again, these are very short. And do I know that they're accurate and real? No, but they're represented as such. So keep that in mind. I can't tell you if any one of these stories is real, if all of them are real, if some of them are real, but they're not represented as fiction. So please keep that in mind as you're hearing these. One Life for Another, number 12. Girlfriend's mom had cancer and dreamed of her grandmother one night. I don't remember the type, but doctors gave her a 5% chance of survival. Whatever kind it is, that's not a good kind. She said her grandma said something to the effect of, "I'm going to die so that you may live." And the next day, her mom called her and said, "I have grave news." My girlfriend's mom said, "Don't tell me, Grandma passed away." And her mom was saying, "Yes, how did you know?" She survived and has been cancer-free for 20 years. Another story was with my girlfriend's sister. The family was going through a photo album, and her sister pointed to a man and said, "That's Grandpa." Her mom asked, "Yes, but how do you know? You never met him. He died before she was born." And she replied, "He sits at the foot of my bed some nights and we talk." Aw, how's that for cool, right? I mean, if it's really Grandpa, I mean, I sure hope it is, right? It's not something dark, just playing games. But if it is, that's really beautiful. Like, love survives. I mean, that's really beautiful. All right, let's go to 13. No more going out at night. Oh, that's going to save you some money, probably. But anyway, I grew up in the Arctic. Oh, my God. Yeah, I don't think you go out at night much in the Arctic anyway. In the town I lived in, as long as it was a clear night, it was an extremely normal occurrence to see all sorts of strange lights move across the sky. Keep in mind, the winter is long in the Arctic, which means longer amounts of time being spent under the stars. It's actually quite beautiful, as long as you don't mind the cold so much. And sometimes I would drive a snowmobile a few kilometers out of town, just shut it down and just lay down on the snow, looking up at the majesty of it all. The only thing disturbing the silence being the occasional breeze. The northern lights are also a common occurrence. Doesn't happen every day, but often enough that they start getting ignored after a while, as long as they aren't too spectacular anyway. Well, on one particular night, without asking my parents, it was their snowmobile, I decided to go out on one of my midnight drives out of town. Well, I drove a few kilometers over the hills to find a spot devoid of light pollution from town, just shut off the machine and settled into a good spot to look up and to be retrospective. It wasn't all that interesting a scene, a few satellites passing here and there, some relatively boring activity affecting the magnetic field, etc., and then I started noticing a clicking noise. Well, at first I thought it was the sound of the snow machine cooling down as the engine expands and contracts a lot in the cold. But the source of the sound definitely wasn't coming from that direction. Well, my next thought was there must be an animal nearby, in which case I need to get out of there fast. You really don't want to mess with a wild animal. But the clicking is just far too regular for an animal to produce it. It was fairly mechanical sounding. And again, the source of the sound isn't coming from anywhere around me laterally. It was coming from up. So naturally, I look up, determined to ascertain the origins of the strange noise. And I see what I always see. Stars, northern lights, a lazy satellite crossing the sky. All normal stuff. But before I dismiss it altogether and begin heading home, I noticed something strange in the aurora borealis. There were 3 rather strong points of light. Well, I ignored them at first, thinking they were just oddly symmetrical stars, but this proved false. They were definitely getting brighter. I kept staring in morbid fascination as they grew stronger and stronger, yet still only remaining single points in the sky. All the while, the clicking noise is getting louder and louder and more pronounced, almost like someone started with tapping a pen on a desk to clacking billiard balls together inside my head. And then it stops. The lights are gone. The clicking is not heard, and aside from being a little stiff, cold, and rather petrified, I'm fine. So I jump back on the snowmobile thinking, maybe I'm going crazy. The machine takes a little longer than usual to start up, and I'm beginning to worry, but soon it's running and I'm heading back to town. And as I'm driving back, several plausible scenarios as to what occurred are running through my head. I'm thinking it could have been a helicopter from the mine or some strange northern lights behavior, etc. Probably not that big a deal. I pull up to my house. Lights are all dark. Strange, it wasn't that late when I left. I open the outer door as quietly as possible, remove the winter gear, and enter the inner door. House is quiet, really quiet. My parents are teachers and are usually up late marking or watching TV, and all I'm thinking is, I have to get to bed without anybody noticing. Proves to be easy as I'm soon under my covers. I go to set my alarm for the next day, and all of a sudden, everything makes sense. Engine hard to start, stiff, rather chilly, nobody up when I was gone, and what felt like a relatively short period of time. It was almost 11 p.m. when I left, and now it was creeping up on 6 a.m. I stood staring at clicking lights for almost 7 hours. I never ended up sleeping that night, and I don't go on late night snow machine rides anymore. Wow, there's some missing time for you. I'll bet he wasn't standing there the whole time, but that's what he remembers. That's creepy. I think he might have just taken a ride. Let's go take a ride up to the stars. Well, there you go. Sounds like an abduction situation, actually, but the person isn't really that clear about it, I guess. But when you got that kind of missing time, something happened. It wasn't just clicks. Hi, Shelly. How you doing? Good to see you. And good to see everybody else. Not sure who's here. All my things are in disarray right now. But great to see everybody. Number 14, In the Tree, in the Darkness. That's a great title. In the Tree, in the Darkness. What happened in the tree in the darkness? Let's find out. Whenever I was scared as a kid, my dad had always told me that in life, you should not be scared of ghosts. Fear the living because they can actually hurt you. In my late teenage years, I came into some money after my father unalived himself, and I received an inheritance from him. Well, at the time of my dad's passing, he and my mom owned a cabin up in Oregon by Mount Bachelor. The cabin had been put up for sale since my mom couldn't afford the payments, and renting it out was not covering the payments either. The cabin was set to go on the market for sale in less than a month, and was in the process of finalizing all the paperwork with the realtor and the lawyer. So for that month's time, the cabin was not going to be rented out any longer and was going to be vacant. Well, I saw this as a chance to get away for a while and just clear my head in light of all the things going on. I quit work, packed up my snowboarding gear, grabbed my dog, and headed up in my dad's car that he'd willed to me to the cabin. Now, this was our family cabin that my parents rented out through the year when we weren't using it, and I had keys to the cabin and also had the code for the alarms, so I didn't feel the need to stop at any rental management company and advise them of my stay. Well, this has nothing to do with the coming story, but I felt the need to mention it anyway. My first 2 days at the cabin were normal. Nothing out of the unusual happened. Nothing unusual happened, I think is what they meant to say. Spent my days playing with my dog in the snow, snowboarding, and the evenings playing PlayStation or listening to music, drinking, smoking out on the balcony. Had already stocked up on food, cigarettes, and liquor, so I was pretty much shut in aside from the occasional out to hit the slopes. With my dog as company and DVDs, PlayStation as entertainment, I was content and just started to feel relaxed after all the drama that had preceded my outing. The cabin itself was 2 stories. Bottom story had the living room and a side guest bedroom along with a small kitchen. Upstairs had another 2 rooms along with a walkout balcony attached to the master bedroom. Most of my time there was spent either in the living room, kitchen, or master bedroom. I never ventured into the other rooms and always kept the doors leading into them shut. Open doors to dark rooms always creep me out. Well, anyhow, on the third day the third day came around, and I was going through my usual routine of playing with my dog. His name was Midnight, by the way, and he's also since passed. Playing games and just watching DVDs, and that day it was pretty heavy snowfall, so I didn't feel like trekking down the hill to the main road in my car and just decided to stay in. And that's when things started to get a bit weird. In our area were only 2 other cabins adjacent to ours, maybe a block away from each other. All other cabins aside from these 2 were around a mile away from ours, surrounding us, and it was mostly forest, very tall pine trees, tall. This is important later on. But these cabins were empty from the past couple of days, and I knew no one was currently staying there. Gave enough background, and now I'm going to jump into the weirdness. Around midday, while outside with my dog, I noticed what looked like footprints in the snow around the surrounding area of our cabin. It was still snowing, so the footprints looked semi-fresh, like someone had been there in the last 20 to 30 minutes before me. I thought maybe someone was staying at the cabin near me, and I may not have noticed, but they were just shut-ins like me. All right, whatever. The prints lead away from my cabin, and they disappear in the snow towards the denser part of the trees. I just disregarded the footprints and went back inside. Well, nighttime came around, and I decided to head to bed. My dog Midnight was laying on the bed with me when I noticed his ears perk up to a standstill listening position. And this was followed by him quickly jumping off the bed and running downstairs to the living room. I lay in bed and stayed silent. I was kind of freaked out and could hear him moving around downstairs back and forth. After around 5 minutes, he ran back upstairs to me and started to do his doggy dance for the sign that he needed to pee or he wanted to go outside. Well, shoot. Well, fine. I can't say no to him, so we both went downstairs to the outside driveway for him to do his thing. Only he didn't want to pee. As soon as we were outside, he started to pull on his leash, trying to drag me to where he wanted to go. He kept looking into the dense part of the trees where the prints had been earlier, but he also kept sniffing the side of the house and looking up towards the roof. Well, after he figured out that I wasn't going to go where he wanted, he sat himself down and just stared into the darkness. A bit unusual for him, but all right. Maybe there are forest animals out there that he wants to chase down. But screw this. I didn't want to chance anything, so I pulled him back inside and we both headed back upstairs. Around half an hour later, I was lying in bed when I heard what sounded like hooves walking on my roof. It was only a series of around 6 steps, and I rationalized that it could be a pine cone falling from a tree onto the roof, or maybe a kind-hearted forest animal running around. But here's the thing. The steps seemed to be spaced apart like a man's length stride. So it was really freaking me out. Midnight also heard the noise, but was quick to run out on the balcony screen door, expecting for me to let him out. All right, you know what? I'm a tough guy, and at the time considered myself to be fairly well built and strong enough to handle myself. So I grabbed my coat and shoes and my cigarettes with a flashlight and went out to the balcony. Screw it, right? As soon as I was outside, I lit my cigarette and started canvassing the roof with my light. Nothing there, and the snow on top was undisturbed. Weird. Must have been in my head. What about Midnight hearing the noise? Maybe he was feeding off my fear or paranoia. Well, I started to calm down and relax again. By the way, I'm shaking right now and my heart is beating hard as I'm just typing this next bit. My eyes started to adjust to the darkness, and I kept smoking and just staring at the stars and the trees next to our cabin. And that's when I saw it. In a tree that was a little taller than our cabin, and around 20 feet from the balcony, I saw what looked like a man crouched in a squatting position in between 2 branches. He was squatting on one branch, and its arms were extended above its head, holding onto the branch above it. Screw me, what the hell is that? I wasn't sure if I was really seeing this thing and just stood staring there and sat motionless. I noticed Midnight stand up and start pacing behind me and lightly barking at the same time. This thing still did not move. I put my cigarette out and was debating on shining a light in the direction of the thing, but something in my head kept screaming not to. So I walked back inside the room and pulled Midnight in with me. Once inside, I locked the door and shined the light in the thing's direction, but there was nothing there. I shut the curtains to the screen door and retreated back to bed. But later on in the night, I heard light tapping at the screen door, like something or someone was tapping on the glass with their fingers. It was consistent and did not stop for nearly an hour. Midnight seemed to stare at the door but wouldn't go near it anymore. The weirdest part was that I had a feeling like someone was inviting me to open that door. But at the same time, I kept hearing my dad's voice in my head telling me to stay in bed and not to do it. I listened to my dad's voice and just stayed there, where I was. Well, I passed out eventually and woke up in the morning, and everything was normal. The rest of the week I spent there was non-eventful, and nothing else out of the ordinary happened. I totally admit it could have all been in my head. A lot of stuff was going on at that time, so I was pretty messed up from all of the drama. Yeah, but what if it wasn't? What if it wasn't just in your head? Now, I've been under mountains of stress many times in my life, and more than I care to admit, but I can't ever remember hallucinating anything. Like I never just saw something that wasn't there. Even when, things were so heavy, I didn't know how I was going to continue for another 2 steps, just the gravity of life and when things crashed down. But I never like saw phantoms or phantasms of, that could have been manifestations of my stress, right? I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible. It always gets weirder, aggravated, progressive, for sure. But cool story. I think I've read that one before in the distant past here on the show. It was ringing some bells of familiarity with me, which also isn't uncommon. It's some of these stories when they're, especially in these scrape articles, they get picked up by more than one article and they get published by more than one publisher. So it's very possible we've read that very story before, but it's still a good story, right? Stress can cause hallucinations. But the dog, good point, Annie. Yeah, how do you explain the dog? And what were I would love for him to have explained those footsteps, though. That to me was curious. What was the impression? What did it look like? Did it look like a big bare foot? If so, that makes sense. Did it look like a hoof? If so, that makes less sense, but it's still possible. If it looked like a boot, that makes even less sense, because I can't imagine somebody getting up onto a roof in a snowy winter, pumping around and then climbing a tree. So I don't know. Is it impossible? No, but just seems unlikely. However, it's the way things roll sometimes. It's the way they roll. But let's see, how many more were there? So these are tales, but I don't know how many tales we have. I think we'll read a couple more, but we're on number 15 now. Oh, God, there's a lot of these. What was the last one? 49? Yeah. We got a lot to go. Let's go to 15. We'll read this one. And maybe a 16th. Then we'll get to the cryptids. The people are absolutely fascinating. What people, Linda? They are fun. BJ Lapierre agrees. What people? Any paranormal conference is amazing. Yeah, they are. Yeah, I love paranormal conferences. I love going there. I'm going to try to make it to as many as I can this year. It's just, it's not always easy to make it to any of them, but I'm going to be hitting a few that I know of. I hope you guys will make it, at least some of you guys. Again, watch for the Crossing Realms Conference in Missouri in September. End of September, it's going to be over there. I'm going to be there. I'm driving 20 some hours to get there and spend a weekend and then driving 20 some hours back. God, I'm a glutton for punishment. But I wouldn't miss it. Brent, there's a Penn, Ohio Paranormal this Saturday in Brookfield, Ohio. Oh, I'd love to make it, but yeah. Any travel this month is going to be, this and next month are going to be out of the question, unfortunately. I had to buy a computer, and that's killed any flexibility that I've had. Unless somebody's going to fly me out to a conference, yeah, I probably won't be making that one. But I'd love to. But I just don't have many sugar daddies or sugar mommies. But what do you do? All right, let's read 15, The Strange House. A few years ago, my best friend and I moved into a rental house. It was definitely a weird house, and I got some weird vibes out of it. Every night when I went to sleep, I would hear music. Not singing, just music, like someone had a distant radio on. And not any song that I could ever name. I had dreams every night of a crowd of faceless people with a little boy standing in front. He never spoke, but I could tell he was trying to tell me something. The fridge would often open on its own, and the cats would hiss at corners and such. We would smell cigarette smoke coming from the back room at 3 o'clock every day. My aunts were, and still are, big into ghost hunting, so they set up cameras in my house one night. We didn't catch much, but one of the cameras was spun in circles for about 15 seconds, and at 3 in the morning, the front porch light turned itself on and got really bright and then faded off. That's amazing. It's like, we didn't really catch much, but the camera kept spinning around for about 15 seconds. Like, yeah, that's not supposed to happen. That's not supposed to be possible. So that's an incredible event. There you go. Then when I moved out of the house after 2 years, I had trouble sleeping because I didn't have any music anymore. It was definitely a strange house. Yeah, I prefer to have music on when I'm sleeping. I always put on something gentle and relaxing and go to sleep. That to me is good. Or a TV on lightly or something. I just don't like the dead quiet. It's like, I don't want to hear a bunch of various noises. Think, what's that? I just want to drift off to sleep. So anyway, that's my plan. Okay, let's do 16 and then we'll call it quits for this article for tonight, and we'll pick it back up on Friday. Voices at the top of the stairs. That's creepy. My company headquarters in Germany is supposedly haunted. I figured the guys, the NCOs, and even the first sergeant were just screwing with me before I had to be CQ. I don't know what CQ means. So it's like 2 a.m. and I start hearing stuff coming from upstairs. A broom being pushed down the hallway. Voices. Hell, I even smelled cigarette smoke. I go outside to see if there's any cars in the lots, and even though to get to the building you had to go right past me, nobody parked outside. I go back inside and I'm still hearing voices and the other stuff. I slowly creep up the stairs and I can clearly hear the voice speaking German. I get to the top. Nothing. No people. The voices are gone. No brooms left out, but the smell of cigarettes was still in the air. You interrupted their party. That was a ghost party, and you were not invited, apparently. Yikes. That's creepy. All right, well, we'll come back to number 17, an unexpected helper, next time. So we got that to look forward to, folks. And remember, when I'm on this screen, watch for that little cat ball that's sitting next to the skull right there, where my thumb is. It's right above that, right there. So if it flashes, could be something here that's not been going off at all that I've been able to see, but I can't see anything behind my head. So it may have gone off and we missed it, but if you did see it go off, please let me know. And the ghost radar has been surprisingly quiet. Surprisingly quiet. So we got that going for us as well. So anyway, what time do we have? at 8:18. Okay, Paranormal Conference peeps. What's that capitalized for? Did you guys mention something that you wanted me to see? Are you yelling at me? CQ is like guard duty, Grandizer says, and at the barracks company building, it's usually a desk where the troops can go in and out of barracks, so one may have to sign in. Okay, thanks, Grandizer. I appreciate that. I had no idea. That's cool. I love that about you guys. You guys teach me stuff all the time. I mean, here's the thing. I think I've had kind of a, robust life, but there's huge segments of this world that I have no idea about. And you guys always fill in the blanks. I appreciate that. Ghosts get really grumpy when you interrupt their party. Absolutely, Happy Dog Lady. Yeah, I would too. It's like, come on. Go. We're just getting to the good parts. Freaky Geek, how you doing? Good to see you. I think I said hi to you before, but good to see you, Grandizer. But let's get into the cryptids, just because we love us some cryptids, folks. All right, let me go to this one here. Wait, I got to set it up first. We're going to start out at Sasquatch Chronicles. Sasquatch Chronicles. Because Mr. Wes Germer does a hell of a job, and I love supporting what he's doing. And he's given us his blessing, of course. Justin Gooder's good crystal hunting. Down in the Ozarks. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure there is. There's a lot of crystals up here, too. Up in our area, people always look for... Well, there's gold panning going on, too, every once in a while. Although they say most of the gold is down at Coeur d'Alene, it's not up here. But I disagree. I found some flakes, so there's got to be up here. But a lot of people look for opals. I guess the star opals up here are a big thing. I've not found any, but I don't go out and do any rock hounding much, so I haven't found anything in my journeys yet. But we're going to get to the cryptids now, folks. And cryptids, if you're not familiar with this, cryptozoological creatures. These are legendary creatures that haven't been substantiated by established science, which doesn't mean they're not existing, that they're not real. It just means the science has not authenticated them as of yet. And if you think, oh, this is ridiculous, think of the panda. The panda was a legend for hundreds of years before it was ever substantiated as a scientific fact. And now they're in zoos all over the place. Brent, I'm going to suggest to Sheldon to put a convention calendar for people to add into in Discord. That's a great idea, Rachel. Thank you. Yeah, I'd love to have that list over there too, because it would help me potentially make plans if there's things in the region or things that I can get to. I know there's one, I think this last weekend in Texas, which I'm sorry I didn't get to, or it's this weekend, I don't remember, but I would love to have gone. Tex invited me, but I just couldn't pull it together. And obviously had to buy a pewter, so that put a big kink in my financial plans for quite a while, unfortunately. But let's do this cryptid stuff, because we love us some cryptids. Here we go, folks. It's time for the Cryptid Corner. Let's dig into it. Grandizer. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what cryptid legend I am, but I'm glad you found me, brother. It's nice to have you here. Thank you for coming in. Thank you all for coming in and being a part of the journey, as always. All right, we're going to get into the cryptids, ladies and gentlemen, and we're starting the journey in Sasquatch Chronicles. I've got some great ones from Phantoms and Monsters pulled up, and I don't know if we'll get to them tonight or if we'll get to them on Friday night, but we'll get to them. There's one that has to do with cats that I thought was really cute, so I wanted to read that one to you guys. But I don't know if we're going to get to it tonight. Anyway, let's start here, going to SasquatchChronicles.com. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Wes's site, the home of his blog, as well as the home for all of his articles and his episodes. So you got to check out SasquatchChronicles.com. And if you love Sasquatch Chronicles, it's also where you can become a member and get a second show every week. Members only. I mean, that'd be great. That's a great deal. So check it out. All right, here we go. We're going to go to the blog. This is from March 26th. It's the March 22nd episode. A listener writes, I was just told to listen to your episode from March 22nd, and my mind is blown. I have a similar experience from 2004, where my friend and I went to see a house for rent that then disappeared. There's a lot more to it than that, but the similarities are eerie. So this is a follow-up. We played a clip last week on the shows of Wes's show, talking to a guy who went to a demon house, and when he went back after that, it didn't exist. It was crazy. So if you haven't heard that, go back and listen to it, or listen to Wes's newest episode, or one of his newer episodes. But let's check this out. I'd love to know if there was anything else they shared that didn't make the cut into the episode, or if they're willing to be contacted. I had shared my experience on TikTok. It's freaking candy. While there were a few similar stories, this one is the closest that I've ever heard. Spoke to the witness, and we're working out a time for her and her friend can come on. So that will be a show, folks. There'll be another one coming up. Damn, Wes. Send them to the portal, for God's sakes, man. Give the brother some love. Quit hogging all the paranormal. Just saying. That would be good. Yeah, that Sasquatch Chronicles episode was great. Justin, you listened to it? Yeah, it was a good one. I haven't heard the whole thing, but I heard that whole interview. And that was just amazing. Creepy, but amazing. So apparently there's going to be another person that has a very similar story that's going to appear on Sasquatch Chronicles. That'll be wonderful. I can't wait to hear that version too. I love the idea of things appearing and disappearing, because, I mean, come on. It really kind of makes you believe there's still a lot of magic in this world, right? When stuff like that can happen. That's some Harry Potter crap, right? I mean, really, you think of like the Order of the Phoenix, that house that just kind of appeared, and the other ones got moved out so they could go into this really skinny house. It's like, damn, I guess that stuff is real. They say truth is stranger than fiction. Well, if these people are telling the truth, then they're absolutely right. So that one will be good. Watch for that one, folks. Keep your eyes on the blog and Wes making announcements about it. But let's go to the next one. March 26th, strange green fog. Now, again, these last two aren't really cryptids, but it's okay because this is Sasquatch Chronicles. He does cover a lot of different things, not just Bigfoot. So my fiance and I went to Point Pleasant, West Virginia, of course, the Mothman Museum, and saw where the Silver Bridge collapsed. We decided to go through Virginia on our way back to Tennessee, where we live, and we took Highway 33. When we entered the Monongahela National Forest, a deer jumped into the road, and it seemed normal to me, but usually when there's one deer, there are more. I think it could have been a not deer because it just spilled into the road and acted differently. We drove through the fog and smelled the scent of gunpowder in the air, and it continued until we got close to Harrisburg, Virginia. The weirdest thing is that we didn't have any phone service until we drove through the green fog, and it came back, and the gunpowder smell was strongest, and it went away. We did some research, and that highway seems fairly haunted, and people have reported seeing either a male hitchhiker that disappears in people's cars or a little girl that does the same thing. Also, growing up, I've had a few paranormal things happen at my grandparents' farm, too. Wow. Sounds like a very interesting discussion. I don't know if Wes is thinking of talking to them or not, but that would be fascinating. You could always send them to our way. I'd love to talk to these people. That'd be very, very interesting. Let's go to this one, and then we'll head over to Phantoms and Monsters. These are very short. So I guess there's two more from Sasquatch Chronicles. We could read them both. March 25th, Strange Lights in the Woods. A listener writes, I've been listening to your podcast and I hear people talking about light balls. I don't have a very big story about them, but I know what I've seen. It was in the early 80s and I was around 16. I was living in South Bend, Indiana, and it was around midnight or 1 a.m. I used to sneak out of the house after my family went to sleep and just go meet up with friends. I walked down the driveway towards the woods, the field across the street, where we rode dirt bikes and seen 3 colored balls in the distance across the field, probably 150 yards away towards a wood row. One was amber, one was red, and one was blue. I walked through the woods section that blocked my view to try to see them better and got to the edge of the field where I had an unobstructed view. Well, they looked like baseball size, maybe beach ball size. Around 300 yards, there was a large barn, so I figured it was just someone put colored lights up. And I went out there the next morning riding and checked out the barn, and there was no sign of any lights added. I never saw them again and was wondering if you've ever heard of anyone ever seeing anything around here like this. And there's no comments or anything, so I don't know if Wes had some feedback for them or not, but that's very interesting. Yeah, the light ball thing is incredibly interesting. Are they everybody's saying everything's drones nowadays. Are they drones? Are they spiritual? Are they cryptid? Are they something else? Meaning like some nature spirit or elemental or possibly a fae manifestation. And I don't know. I just don't know. Because I know that it's been claimed in all of those ideas. The strange balls of light. All right, let's go to the last one from Sasquatch Chronicles blog. This was from March 23rd, tonight's show. Screaming Mimes. I wonder if Mimi is like from the that TV show with what's his face on there. Drew, forgot his last name. But that lady was called Mimi. The one, the heavy lady that wore the caked on makeup. I think we've all known a Mimi or so in our lives. So, a listener writes, my name is Shadow. I'm an Army veteran in law enforcement. I've lived at the bottom of Fort Mountain most of my life. And me and my ex-wife now moved onto her family's property around 2012. And we started having issues with a single Sasquatch that harassed us for years. It's been seen multiple times, and I've had run-ins with it at night right next to our house, banging on the house, stalked my children, etc. One occurrence, it actually ran out in front of our car with my ex-wife and children trying to go down the driveway. Would love to talk to you so I can go into detail. Wes says he spoke to the witness and he said, my wife and I moved to her family's property in Georgia. Our son had just been born. Her grandma said, keep an eye on your baby or the screaming Mimes will come and take him. I had no idea what screaming Mimes were, but I'd soon find out. That sounds like a really good episode. So there's not a link here, but looks like it'll be a good one. So again, it's so bizarre. In so many cultures, Bigfoot have always been a cautionary tale. Better get in or the boogers will get you. And then, of course, there's the boogeyman. Then there's the Zonaqua that Tom Seawood always talks about. Zonaqua. She'll get you. It was used as cautionary tale for children. Come in, don't stay out after dark, or the boogers will get you. The Zonaqua will get you. The Bigfoot will get you. The boogeyman. So many things in the paranormal have become these cautionary children's tales. And it's interesting how many of them are probably Bigfoot related. And you got to wonder, is that because of some kind of history where children would disappear and never be seen or heard from again? But these things were seen. So is that why? Or is it just creative parenting where it's like, well, I don't want you to come in, but the Bigfoot will get you, so you better come in. You know, like you're doing them a favor. It's like bad parenting. Brent, all the little kids growing up on skids, gum, Cleveland Rocks, jumping. I don't know what you're talking about there, brother. That's a whole lot. Oh, is that the Drew Carey thing? Yeah. Gotcha. I didn't catch that at first. I thought he meant like these heavy ladies with really thick makeup were going to run out and take your kids. That's funny. Screaming Mimes. Oh, it's a band? Oh, okay. Good band name. Yeah, it could be. Could be the Screaming Mimes. Yeah, that'd be a good one. Well, there you have it. I never heard about that before today. But now I have. Okay, so I guess we are going to make it to the Phantoms and Monsters, ladies and gentlemen. This is Lon Strickler's site, and it is the home to thousands of encounter stories. So if you're not familiar with Phantoms and Monsters, you need to get familiar with it, because there are so many documentations of people talking about their encounters with Bigfoot, with Dogman, with Mothman, with basically everything, paranormal, UFO, Fortean, etc. So you're going to find a lot of stuff over there to keep you interested. Now, I do want to say that Lon's a published author, and he talks about his books, or they're posted here on the site. You can find more information about those and where to get them. Lon also has a podcast, and it's called Phantoms and Monsters Radio. And you can find that right out here on YouTube and hang out with him. And as he does his live streams every Friday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, he precedes me going live on Fridays. But Lon's a great guy, and he does a great job. So try to support what he's doing. If you do go over there, just tell him I said that the portal sent you. The portal sent you. All right, well, this is the story, the one that I was thinking, I'd like to read this one to you guys. I have not pre-read any of this stuff, so just so you know, I'll be reading this the first time with you. I don't like sit and rehearse these stories and stuff. I'm just reading them cold. But, I don't know, I thought this one would be fun. A few strange and interesting cat tales. I don't know how many of you out there are cat owners, but cats are a fascinating animal. You know, they're like dogs are these... They're these codependent little balls of love. And I love dogs. Don't get me wrong, but they're all about making you happy. And they're just thrilled to see you. You can go to the bathroom and come out, and they're just like, oh my God, you're here. I can't believe you're gone. And they just go beside themselves. I got a dog that does the zoomies if I take out the garbage and come back in. She's so happy I came back in. But a cat's just like, oh, did you go somewhere? Cats are... That's not a scary cryptid. I'm the Kangle hat man. Yeah. This one's pretty weathered. I got a new one over there that I wear at conferences, but this is my day-to-day Kangle. But cats are also believed to have a foot in both worlds. Like they're kind of in touch with the spiritual world. I think dogs are too, but dogs are just way too unfocused. But cats, I think, many cultures believe they were guardians as well from the spirits and evil. So I don't know how you feel about cats, but cats are a whole different animal. But bump. That sounded stupid. I meant it way more profoundly. But anyway, let's check this out. A few strange and interesting cat tales. The following accounts describe a few strange and unusual encounters with cats. Do you have an unexplained encounter or interesting sighting? If so, contact me. My dad got mad and kicked me out one night. It started getting cold, so I slept against a barn, and I woke up to something touching my leg. It was a cat. Well, it slept against me, and then 5 more came from the bushes in the woods and crawled up and slept on me, keeping me warm. One of the cats went back into the bushes and started bringing her kittens out and placing them on my lap, like 4, so I was just covered by cats and kittens. The next day I got up and started leaving, and the girl cat carried her kitten with her, and when I got home she followed me and placed it on my doorstep. I gave her milk and went in, and the cat started scratching and making noises until I came out. When I did, she picked up the cat, brought her to me, and then walked away. I kept the kitten, and the mama cat would sit outside the windowsill and look in the home watching us. Then when I'd come out, she'd leave. The mom cat's like, Yeah, they're doing good, good. No, I don't want it back. I don't want it back. It's yours. Finder's getting taken off. It's like, hell no. so it's like she got the dumb kitten or something. Maybe. This one's an idiot. Let's see if somebody will take care of it. I don't know. That's funny though. The mom cat's like, no, that's yours. Nope, no backsies. That's funny. So the kitten got big enough to go out, and I'd let her, but she'd never leave the front yard. The mama would come back and lick her and then return to the woods, and I don't know what it was, but the kitten didn't meow or anything. It wouldn't make a sound that sounded like... It would make a sound that sounded like my name, Wade. And then it would use its paw to tap me if it wanted anything. Well, the cat lived for 2 years and then walked out in the woods where it walked off with the cat that looked like its mama. I hadn't seen it in 2 years, and it left forever. Wow. The next morning, there was a scratch at the door, and the kitten was there. It looked close to my cat, my old cat's, and in the bushes was the old mama cat looking. I picked it up, and it, the mama, walked off. 2 years later, I see the old cat, or one really close to it, on the windowsill, but it would leave when I would come out. Is this weird, or do cats bring more to you like storks? The kitten didn't meow, but made a Wade sound that would tap also. What the hell? Did I reread it? I thought I got that. Yeah, I must have reread it. Sorry. She slept in the cat didn't meow, but said Wade sound and would tap me also. She slept in the same spot. Even though I got her a new bed in her room, she'd crawl, dragging my old cat blanket to the dresser, place it on it, and then sleep. Weird or what? Another important thing I forgot is that, it would get my attention and look me in the eye and then hold it there when it wanted me to know something so bad, but couldn't tell me. It hid my keys when I used to drink, like it didn't want me to drive. It hid my cigarettes because I guess it didn't want me to smoke. She'd place them in a litter box and then that she hated to use. She would go on little flower bed in the front door, same as the other. They were like twins, almost reincarnated. And that's the best way to say it. It was like the same cat, and it wanted me to know it never left. Okay, so I didn't reread it. That was just, this new cat was exactly like the old one. Okay. She would put a picture I had of the old cat and me on the couch and put it on the computer, and she'd move it back until I put it on the dresser where she slept, and she was so happy. I never saw anything like it. People say cats are dumb, but they're not. They're thinking. They have a soul or a memory of a past. I don't know. I'm lost over it. We're connected by something like fate. Oh, that's very interesting. So he had one cat. It took off with the mom and didn't come back. And then the mom brought him a new cat. Looked just like the old one. And it behaved exactly the same way. That's interesting. Very well. I thought I reread it because it was like the same text over. Here's the next one. I've had a strange cat experience I'd like to tell people because it's so unusual. One day while walking home late at night, the same road I walk down every night, 2 cats walked up to me and started meowing at my feet, wanting attention. So I stroked them because it's sometimes irresistible. And they were very engaging with me, rubbing up against my legs and meowing just like cats do. After a short while of playing with them, I looked up and saw a large number of cats. It must have been about 50, no exaggeration. Everywhere I looked, there was a cat, some sitting together on the short walls outside the houses, some more engaging at my feet, some stayed back on the curbs. It was just completely surrounded by cats. And as I looked down the road, more cats were walking up the road towards me. None of these cats looked like wild tabby cats. Those I could see had collars, so they were just domestic. It makes it strange because these cats are territorial and should be fighting with each other, but not one cat fight took place, and they were all getting along. I tried taking photos as it was an amazing sight to see, but they all came out blurry. That could be blamed on the poor nightlight, though. Well, that's weird. Maybe this person's the cat whisperer. They just didn't know it. I don't know. Wouldn't you get kind of freaked out, though, if it's like, oh, it's 2 cats, you pet them? And suddenly 5 more come, and then 10 more, and then like 50 more. It's like, oh no, I've seen this movie. Oh no, you don't. I don't think I'd stick around. I'd be like, no, I saw how this ends. I think this is the last one. My wife and I saw the same neighborhood cat walk 30 minutes apart. We were talking on the porch, nothing intense, just couple stuff. Just the first time Socks walked by, we both noticed his collar was broken, hanging loose like a red tie. I even commented that he was home from work and it must have been a busy day. We just kept talking, neither of us moving, and when he came back from the same direction, we both commented on how weird it was. He even came along the same path, which differs slightly from the norm, but this isn't the only example of repetition. In common parlance, it's a glitch in the matrix. Very interesting that modern physics has a growing consensus that this reality may in fact be a simulation. Well, I don't know. I guess it could be. I mean, I wonder about that stuff too. Just as a side note, what if this is a simulation? What if it is? Does it matter? I mean, really, does it matter? Maybe, but maybe not. Maybe it's. Some people think of it as a school, which makes it a simulation. Maybe it's a simulation of the divine mind, just to make us grow. Maybe it's, the term simulation automatically infers like, oh, it's this mindless, thoughtless thing that exists and it's not real. It's an illusion. Well, I don't think most people that have a sense of spirituality think of this world as real, quote unquote real. We think of it as our classroom, our journey, our voyage in, becoming better. And therefore it is a simulation in the spiritual sense, or in religious sense, or in technological sense, I guess, sci-fi sense. So does it matter the semantics? Probably not. But I don't know. It's very interesting. Doesn't matter to me. I'm still living and need to continue forward. Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, if it's simulated bills that I have to pay or real bills, I still got to pay them. And if it's simulated food I need to eat or real food, I still got to eat it. And, when people piss you off, if they're simulated people or real people, it still pisses you off. So, I don't know. I just don't know if it's really that incredibly important to slap a label on it that has to stick. I think it's all interpretation, right? If you do believe that at the end of this cycle that your meat suit falls away and your consciousness goes on to something else, then that makes this a simulation, because it's not really the finality of your journey. It's just a voyage, a lesson, a path that we walked for a while. So I don't know. It's just me talking out loud, but I just think about that. It's like, man, people lose a lot of time worrying about their terms. Everybody's got to know these are the right terms. And it's like, does it really matter? Does it really? Just be a good person. Just focus on being better than you were yesterday. And whether you're in a simulation or a spiritual simulation, or if it's real or whatever, you still got to work on you. And that's the bottom line. So that's my 2 cents if you want it. If you didn't want it, you got it for free anyway. All right, we're going to go to the next one here. What time do we got? It's 8:47. I think we got time for one more. That's about it. We're going to go to a Skinwalker story. This one's not too long. We can read this one, but it has to do with the Skinwalker episode or event. Possible Skinwalker in Monticello, Utah. So for all of our Utah people, weird traveler, you agree with me? Thank you. I appreciate that. I read Freaky Geek's thing. He says he's talking aloud, but I'm wondering if he's having a staff meeting. What are you talking about this time? Hey, David Barnes, good to see you, brother. Always dropping serious wisdom. I don't know. I just think people worry too much about their terms and about people having the same thoughts as them. And it's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what people believe. Just be a good person. Be the best you can be. And people can use whatever terms they want. You know, hello, Big Bird. We're Snuffleupagus. Sorry. Good to see you, though. Thanks for coming in. All right, let's get to this one. This is a possible bipedal skinwalker over in Utah, Monticello, Utah. Where's the supernatural station, guys? I'm wondering. This is, Utah. This is their neck of the woods. Let's check it out. Where did the chat disappear to? Where did it? Oh, did I not put the new chat back up? I didn't, did I? There we go. That's the new chat. Let me take off the old chat. That's just the YouTube chat, and it's all staticky anyway. It's not updating at all. All right, here we go. Let's get to this one. Our brains process all the input around us, so it's simulated by each of us. Good point. I mean, if everything is energy, then it is a simulation. All matter is energy at its most fundamental state, so it isn't actually matter. It's a bunch of electrons resisting each other for the most part and creating masses. So I love the viewpoint, Brent. Thank you, Happy Dog Lady. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I got snuff chained in the bedroom for later. Oh, you twisted bastard. That's okay, because most everybody thought he was imaginary anyway, which means Big Bird was dealing with some pretty big issues. But if you're a big bird, I guess you got big issues. All right, let's get to this one again from phantomsandmonsters.com. Possible bipedal skinwalker chases vehicle near Monticello, Utah. Yikes. Don't get many skinwalker episodes. So when they come up, I think they're awesome because, it's a glimpse into some of that potential. A couple had just left Monticello, Utah along US 491 when they noticed an unknown being quickly approaching them. It eventually caught up to the car and incited terror with the witnesses. Aw, thank you, Maggie. Maggie gifted a membership. God bless you. Thank you so much, Maggie. And Luke Griffin, you are the proud owner of a 1-month membership to the portal. God bless you. I hope it's worth it. If you like it, you're welcome to stay joined. All right, so let's see what this says. In the summer of 2010, we were driving along US 491 near Monticello, Utah. We'd pulled onto the shoulder to find something in the back seat. Oh, okay. They were just looking for something. Not that they found something in their back seat that they didn't expect. As I was just about finished, I took a quick glance at the road behind us and noticed in the distance, a little less than a mile, a figure on the side of the road hobbling as it walked towards our vehicle. Well, this surprised me in that we hadn't seen or passed a person since we left Monticello, and as I stood there, I realized it had grown in size, meaning it was approaching at an incredible speed. I yelled at my wife, "Get ready to leave, fast!" I jumped into the passenger side only to find myself screaming at the top of my lungs to my wife and instructed her to go, go, go. Slamming my door, I took one glance back outside the window as the car peeled off and saw what I can only describe as the most mangy-looking human/animal I'd ever seen. I couldn't tell if it was in rags or just a heavy-coated brown animal running and hobbling very fast. As it did quickly catch up to the side of the car, the way the eyes looked struck me with terror. They were very large, almost bulging out, as would a praying mantis eyeballs, but with pinpoint pupils. Too afraid, I looked away at his wife, who was starting to shake uncontrollably. I took the steering wheel, realizing she also took a glance at this thing, her foot still flooring the accelerator. Fortunately, we outran this thing. I always wonder if this was a skinwalker or something worse. I don't know. Wonder if that's what it looked like. That's freaking creepy as hell. Because why would it be running at you? Well, you're out in the desert, first of all, so there's not a lot going on out there. And if something's running at you from the desert, you pretty much should assume the worst. I think you just start with the worst, Maybe you're wrong, but can you take the chance? I don't think so. I don't think you take the chance. I think you just assume that whatever it is running. They got a look from the bug eye. Yep, not the brown eye, the bug eye. Oops, sorry. Was that allowed? Sorry, that was funny in my head. Not sure if you guys can understand what's happening in here all the time, but there you go. That's a creepy story, though. I don't know. What would that be like? You see something running. It's about a mile away. And then you kind of glance down and glance up, and it's bigger, and it's moving, and it's coming at you. It's like, no, you assume the worst. You just get the hell going. I mean, I'm always of the mind that, look, you don't just shoot at something, but you'd have to be tempted if something was charging at you from so far away, and it looked like that. God, how would you not? I try to take the high road on those things, but if something really weird's running at you and it looks like it's trying to get you in a real desperate way, that's not a good thing. No, I'm not thinking about that. It just popped in my head, Grandizer. I'm not really a disgusting man. I just can sometimes say disgusting things. And I didn't really, well, I can't say I didn't really mean it. That wouldn't be quite the truth. I do have a strong sense of integrity, but it would be easy to play it off as, no, I never meant that about it. I did. I was just being stupid. I have no problem being stupid. It comes very naturally. All right. Well, that's going to about wrap it up. Happy birthday, Maggie. Maggie, is it your birthday? Maggie, is it your birthday? Sheldon Thomas. Sheldon Thomas happens to be here for the brown eye thing. That's about right. Another poop joke. What do you know? Yeah. Thanks for stopping in. Just in time for that. Appreciate it. Maggie, if it's your birthday, happy birthday. Just giving you all of our love. I just want you to know that you're one of the great gifts that's ever happened to us here at the Paranormal Portal. You've been a wonderful supporter. You've been an incredible friend and incredibly helpful. So thank you for everything you've done and everything you've brought to the show. And just know we love you. And I hope you have an incredibly phenomenal day. If it's your birthday, please let me know. I just don't know when. I don't hardly know when my birthday is, so you'll have to forgive me. And I probably won't remember. If you do, tell me. But tell me on the days of your birthday, if you would. I'd love to say something sweet about all of you guys. So, I mean, I do love you all anyway, whether it's your birthday or not. But me, I'm a Taurus. I'm a bull. So. Anyway, that's going to about wrap up the show. I hope you guys had a good time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Good to see you, Sheldon Thomas. You could have come in and hosted with me if you wanted to. I'm just saying. You're not stuck on Fridays if you don't want to be. You could be here any night that you feel so inclined. But, Sheldon, I did get another computer, though. So hopefully by Friday night, it'll be all configured and we won't have laggy problems. So, crossing. Hooking Good Creations by Tina is a Taurus. Big Bird's a Cancer. Gotcha. I'll just let everybody, what's your sign? Let's have it. Before you go, what's your sign? The old balloon nut. I just saw Justin Gooder's comment. That cracks me up because I know what he's saying. He said the old balloon knot. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Thank you. You made me laugh. All right, well, love you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of the journey as always. I'll be back on Friday night. Sheldon, you going to be with me? Let me know. Let the crowd know. Yeah, Sheldon's a Sagittarius. He's all kinds of Sagittarius. But other than that, I don't know. Love you all. Be good, be kind, be nice. Take care of each other. Help each other out. Find the magic in every day. And remember to laugh as much as you can. Remember, before you leave, you got to tell us your zodiac sign just because. I don't know what most of them mean, to be honest with you. I just know Tauruses are stubborn, and so I guess that's me. But anyway, whatever you are, just know I love you. And I'll be back on Friday and Saturday. I will also be on Rob's show tomorrow morning, actually. Tomorrow morning, Bigfoot, Michigan, Rob's show. I'm going to be hanging out there. So Rachel says she's a Cancer full moon baby. Gotcha. I heard a voice in my ear. That's weird. Don't poke dog man. Oh, don't hug the Wookiee, but you may hug the Brent Thomas. Yep, I love hugs. I'm a hugger. So there you go. That's it for us. But have a great rest of your week. Downhill to the weekend. I'll see you back here on Friday. Friday could be bring a friend night if you want to make it that. So bring a friend, or at least tell a friend about the shows, whether it's the podcast or these live streams. Either one. Love to see you guys. Brent, share your birthday next show. My birthday is May 1st. May the 1st. May Day. That's what my mom yelled when she was in labor. May Day. He's coming in. He's coming. All right. That's it, guys. That's all I got. I'm all out of gas. So until Friday, we'll see you then. Love you, mean it. Be good. Take care of yourselves, and sweet dreams.